Well, hello, hello. Good afternoon, Dragon family. Araya here, coming to you live as I do every Thursday. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to come on. For those that don't know me, I know we've got, a whole bunch of new dragons joining the lair this week. I think we had over 30 just join in the last week. So I know there's a lot of new ones coming on, so I'll introduce myself. My name is Araya. I am a dragon guide. I am a psychic medium, energy healer, and life coach. And I pull those things together to help you actually move back to you. So we live in this body, in this experience. We're in an incarnation. We're in human form. Not all of us are first and foremost human. So I'm here to help those that are dragon wake up to that. Hello, Weldy. Good to see you. Wake up to that aspect. Get home to that aspect. Hi, Bonnie. And really, the journey is back to love, back to self. So when we get back to aligning to our truest essence, for many of us, that's as dragon. So that's where I come in and help you connect to that. And we use the dragons that are here in service through the elementals, the intergalactics, the interdimensionals, the black, white crystals, Syrian dragons, Pleiadian dragons. All of those are part of the team that's here to help you remove blockages and densities in your field. See what's holding you back from your true power, your true full heart, your true wisdom and perspective. Hello, Jetta. So that's why I come on live every week. And we've had some good questions this week. I just had one come in right before this, and it was associated with what I was already going to talk about, which is about this black light conversation that started this week in the group. The black light, the womb space, black dragons, black flame dragons, galactic center, the void of creation. Where does that all fit in with our journey with the dragons? And so the question that just really literally got sent, thank you, Teresa Warren. Hope you're going to catch this. You'll probably be on in a few minutes here. Hi, Linda. Her question was, are there such thing as dark dragons? And I thought, well, dark dragons, that sort of fits with the shadow side we're going to here of the void, the darkness, the black light. So I'm going to go ahead and address it. She said there's someone she knows that is saying they experience dark dragons or have a dark dragon around them and it won't leave her alone. Is that really possible? Does that exist? Well, I guess in anybody's experience, I can't control their experience. So whatever they're experiencing, maybe that's their truth and maybe that's how they're perceiving it. But in my experience, I have never come across dark dragons that are here in service to help us. The dragons come from a really high emanation. Now, does that mean that we haven't actually lived darkness as dragons ourselves? No, it doesn't, because usually we go through memory experiences as we unlock things within ourselves and have these pieces come back of when we were actually not being fully in line with love. And you know, what was our motivation? Those experiences in most of my memory were not in this earth plane. Hi, Ryan. I'm going to be diving into your subject today. Hi, Deveshni, all the way down in South Africa. Good to see you. So for me, dark dragons don't exist in this realm, in this plane. That doesn't mean, though, that there isn't a spirit or entity that could shapeshift and come across as a dragon or energy or what the person is perceiving as dragon. So that's just my take on it, my experience with it. There are dark dragons, or how do we say dark? Those that are not actually in alignment with love are beings that they're not their truest essence. So the dragons that we work with are in their full form, coming from their higher dimensional self. So when we have had incarnations as dragons, just like we're having an incarnation as human right now, that wasn't in our truest essence. So I do have memory, even though I know who my core form is and what that looks like. Hi, Crystal. I have had memory and visual of seeing myself in different dragon skins. And those were in incarnations in other, either galactic spaces, so other galaxies, other universes, other planets within your Hi, Grace. So in those, just like here where we have an experience to be human, there are places in the universes where you can go and have incarnations in physical form as dragon, in whatever dimensional space that is. So for me, the dragons that are here that we work with that are showing up in the realms, they're all of light. They're all in their highest frequency octave of love to bring that healing to you, to bring that frequency in. So there you go. That's my take on it. And if you have any more questions about that, feel free to put them in, because you know that could be an endless subject. So is this next one that I want to go into. Ryan posted this week a really well-written article that talked about black light, because he had an experience of this presence of black flame dragon And I just recently talked about flame dragons, that they were a new emanation for me to experience, and it's happened several times now in the last couple of months. And so we started researching black light and what that is, and this beautiful experience of what is in the womb space, and that can be for the woman, or what the equivalent space in a man is called the hara. That's a lot of information about that actually in the Dragon Within book. So dragonwithin.com is where you find the book that I reference quite often because I wrote it 11 years ago, and it's the basis for all this work. And the next one is in the works. There's been so much information come in the last 2 years that another one is compiling, which I'm really excited about because it goes into more metaphysics, more quantum field, and the things that are being revealed now that are associated with the dragon matrices. Anyway, with this black light, talking about that womb hara space and this beautiful experience when you're in that, when you go to the depths of it, that you can actually reach galactic center. And that is true because you do have a doorway in the back of your womb space, or in the very core center of it, that's like a wormhole, hello Manon, that takes you out to galactic center. I've done many meditations, both as practitioner and as attendee, of experiences going back in that and being taken to that galactic center. And it is a place where you go into that dense black light. It doesn't even feel dense. It's like a lightness of being. It's the opposite of that white light that you imagine you go to when you cross over, right? You hear about these experiences of the white light. Well, the black light is equally a tangible, valid experience, and they're actually very connected, because as they come full circle, they actually come together, and there's just this very thin membrane of connection where they merge. In that space, that is the space of creation, the void of creation. It's like the Mesozoic soup. It's a fertile, rich field feeling. It's got that immense, just loving presence of black light and this stillness that you reach. So that is part of the experience of the dragon journey as well. It's part of the experience for many on their journey home, because their power center is in the womb and hara. You cannot bring in more light until you go with us. Oh, it looks like we just lost connection there. So for many of us, our power is lost based on different experiences in other realms, or from childhood in this realm, and they usually carry over on a soul level. So when we go towards ourselves on that journey home, much of the time we come into these things that we've lost our power, we feel disempowered, we feel no self-worth, and all those things are hiding in the womb space. So I will say that a lot of womb work is very valid. I did so much healing, and I know that for many women especially that go through a lot of sexual trauma in their life, Tibetan pulsing and the womb work is probably the most powerful tool besides working with the dragons, and they do go in tandem. We do some of that in our Eye of the Dragon program. Those are really powerful tools to actually clear all those traumas out, to clear all the shadows that are hiding in that place from that emotional trauma, from the entities that are hanging on to that, feeding off of it. So the womb is a power space, and equally in the man, they can go through the same kinds of traumas. Connected to that is the womb hara dragon. So in the discussion, that the article that was shared, I need to point out that they don't talk about the womb hara dragon, even though it's present in every human. Not everybody gets to the place where they connect to it, unless they're really an open practitioner and they're really sensitive to energy. But when you go into that space and connect to your womb hara dragon, that's where the core of your power is sleeping and lying. And that dragon unlocks secrets within you that are very connected to your higher self alignment, and getting that connected with your heart space, with your wisdom center, and really bringing it all online so that it comes into access of your crystalline geometrics within that, activating that crystal wand that runs between them, and then eventually activating your diamond, your dragon heart, and moving into that space of full connection to yourself. So where do the black dragons fit in that? They're different. The black and the white dragons are different. The black does work shadow. The black does deal with a lot of power stuff. And when the black and white come in, it does tend to bring in those experiences where we need more experience. But they're really focused on DNA distortion, on really healing that, on bringing up the shadow stuff that's held in our DNA lineage, and how can we get that out of there. So the black dragons are different than what you might experience in the womb space with the womb hara dragon. And the womb hara dragon is this beautiful blackish green, really deep black green color for everyone. They might have a different shape, they might have different wing structures or facial structures, just like we do individually. But connecting to that, you're going to feel a deep connection to the Earth Mother, because it is connected through that earth, that beautiful deep green groundedness of our power, groundedness of our being in the earth plane. This is where it comes from. We are anchored in the earth plane. It's part of every human's experience to come in. Hello, Hannah. I know some others join. I'm sorry if I don't greet everyone when I'm in a train of thought. So that womb dragon is also associated with Ishtar. And if you're familiar with Ishtar, Isis, Kuan Yin, or Lady Nada, they are each one of the, I would call gatekeepers with the elemental dragons, that each one of them has different gifts to bring to you. And as you're working with one of those, maybe you've never been exposed to dragons or they're just starting to show up, but you've worked with these four masters, Lady Nada, Kuan Yin, Ishtar, and Isis. You might be very familiar with those. And those are each associated with the elementals. So the fire, the water, or the earth and air dragons. So whether you start working with the dragon first or start working with those masters first, at some point you're going to see the connection between them and feel that power come together. Ishtar is all about power. So that's why she's associated with the womb Hara dragon. So hopefully that brings a little more light into this whole discussion of what is black light, how is it tied into the dragons. And I would say the black flame dragon, even though I haven't experienced many of the flame dragons, that essence, that the really high frequency that they emanate from is coming from a zone that is very much almost like a bridge or a passageway that's a part of that journey to Galactic Center and being in that black light. So I do feel the flame dragons are somehow almost guardians of that space or connected to it in some way. So that's what I wanted to share today. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in here. I am going to, gosh, I'm just feeling really inspired. I don't know why. I have a list of people that over time, when I do mini dragon readings, there's been some that I just couldn't get to, and I had promised them that, all right, when I get to another reading day, I will do it. And I think I'm just going to tackle one at a time when I do lives here and fulfill those promises. So Caitlin DeGuvia, you're welcome, Ryan. I hope that added a little dimension to your experience with the black light and that beautiful article that you found and shared. So Caitlin DeGuvia, I'll tag you in this later if you're not on today or watching the replay, but I know that you were top of the list for a mini dragon reading, so I'm going to tune in here. And immediately what I feel for you, Caitlin, is a dragon that's coming in with purple and black blended. I would say closer towards an obsidian frequency than amethyst. If she feels feminine and she's here to work with you right now, she's sort of your lead team right now. It does feel like you have a team of 3 or 4 sort of in the background that are all supporting you, but this one is the one stepping forward and saying, yes, I am here to share a message with her. I'm here to work with her when she calls her name, her signature, to call her in by. Kurashan. Kurashan is a shortened version of a very nice, long, beautiful string. It's like a sing-songy string. So just repeat Kurashan. And she is here. It's like there's a black silky quality to her. And she's trying to show me that she's here to help soften you, Caitlin. She's here to soften your energy and bring you, what I'm hearing is bring you into starlight. That there's something that's kept you rigid, that you need to soften into trust, and that you cannot return to receiving your starlight until you trust. So there's a short, direct message for you, Caitlin. I hope that helps. For everybody else, I do have my list, and when I do a mini reading next time and I'm caught up, I will take some more live viewers, because that's always super fun. I love doing that. Your race, my 13-year-old Lucia so needs a reading. Is it possible for you to do one without her being here? It is, but I sort of need to have her permission. So if she wants to come on a request or send me her name, I will add her to the list, Grace, because I do have to have permission to go in. I have to have someone actually request it. So we'll be happy to do that for you. And I do love working with kids. The kids these days are so on fire. They're so aware. Hi, Kayla. They're just really, they're coming in with more awareness and less shutdown than we have. And a lot of them are choosing families where they can stay more open. Many of us came in and specifically chose families that would shut us down, which in turn, as we wake up, makes us stronger, because we have to really remember we have to get in touch with our guides and hear that call, that wake up hit, or sometimes a frying pan over the head, right? Of, oh my goodness, there's something I need to do and I need to turn this direction. And then all of this stuff opens up and you're like, whoa, I chose something that very, very much shut me down. And by doing so, that shutdown also gives us there's so many healers that came in my generation, I would say anywhere from like 35 to 55-year-olds or even 60, that when they came in, they chose these shutdown environments, partly to have the compassion and the understanding of the true human experience that is really shut off, that's really blanketed and concealed off from the invisible realms, from these multidimensional spaces that are parallel realities right next to us. And so by choosing to be shut down from those and have to wake up to it and almost like put the effort and the call from the heart of what you truly desire, saying, yes, universe, I want this, I have to fight for it. It gives us both sides of the coin. It helps us get our power back because we have to really claim it. But it also gives us that very human, empathetic compassion, whether we're star beings, whether we're dragons, whether we're coming from the Lyran realms or the rainbow realms. For those that are having a very human experience, we either know how to help wake them up if they are another being that we can recognize because our gifts have opened, or we know that, wow, this person needs compassion because they don't understand that there's something right next to them in a parallel reality. So it's really part of that. But I see the beautiful young generations coming in and being so much more aware and awake and on track with their purpose. I gotta say, I am so impressed. I know so many 18 to 25-year-olds that they know exactly what they're here to do. They're doing it. They're not wasting time. They're going for it. Maybe they don't need a college degree to do it, and they're saying, nope, this is my path. I don't need that. And, you know, everybody's got their thing, and I just love that they're so in tune with their heart is really what it is. And kudos to all the older generations and the parents that have really been the gateway and the pushers of the wave and the frequency openers to make that possible for them, because they couldn't come in that frequency with so much openness and awareness if we didn't lay that groundwork and get that bridge set up. So yes, Robin, yes, yes, yes. Want to share just before I go today, God, I love being here with you guys. I could talk for hours, as my classes and programs know. So I do have the next book club scheduled. The book club is way more than a book club, as anyone will tout. 6 weeks of group gatherings and meditations that transform. It's not just about reading the book and talking about it. In fact, sometimes we don't even talk about the book or what's in it. All kinds of other things come out of those discussions. Super fun. It starts July 25th is the next one. If you know you're interested in it, get on my short list. Let me know with a message or an email, because it fills up every time. I only do 10 spots and they do fill up. So I contact that short list first. When I get back 4th of July from the overseas trip and need to put the word out, you might get the first notification and get one of those first 10 spots. Also got Sacred Tibet. I have spots left in that right now. I'm only taking 15. It's going to be a powerhouse journey. If Tibet has ever called your heart, I swear I almost move to tears every time I think about it, because I think about the dragons that are going to be freed, the activation points in the grid that are going to be opened up. After last year's work in South Africa and Egypt, knowing how powerful that was, this is going to be bigger than that, you guys. So there are going to be transmissions sent from that trip. I'll announce that before it happens. But if you are meant to be on that journey, please message me, get the information. I'll send you the itinerary and all the details, because I don't want you to miss out. And we are making the arrangements now. We got to get our plane tickets and train tickets and all that with the tour company earlier than you would think. You know, it's not till September 5th to the 18th, 2 weeks in Tibet. How can you miss it, right? And then we also have workshops coming up for those that can't do a big journey, or you know you want more than book club and I'm going to be in your region. I'm going to be in France, so anybody in the UK, Netherlands, Switzerland, that region, Lyon, France area. Cheminot is the actual town. It's about an hour, 15-minute drive southwest of Lyon. And Sarre, near Biarritz. Those are 2 locations coming up in June 21st through 23rd and June 28th to the 30th. Lodging on site, food on site, great, amazing powerhouse weekend. The one in Sarre on the 21st through the 23rd is over the solstice. On that solstice Saturday, we also have a crystal bowl healing going on with it. It's going to be amazing. And then in 2 weeks from today, I'm flying to Montreal. We are going to be setting up the first workshop of the year, May 25th and 26th in Three Rivers. It's between Quebec and Montreal, an hour's drive from each. Not too far from Vermont, all those northern states. So if you're in that area, it's going to be taught in English, immediately translated into French, so it's bilingual. Gonna meet everybody's needs. So I'm excited about those. Get on board. Message me for details for any of those. And if those don't work for you, but you're curious about the Eye of the Dragon program that's coming up, we're just starting to think about the second half of the Way of the Dragon Heart, but I already have a group assembling. I already have some known Dragon Hearts starting to come to me and say, I think I need this bigger program. So I wasn't slating it until January 2020, but if I've got a group ready before then, we'll start in October, right as soon as I get back from Tibet. I'm down with that. I am absolutely good with that. So let's see what comes up. Maybe you just need a session or a 20-minute dragon reading, whatever is going to help you transform in your journey. If you're not sure and you want to talk to me, I do 20-minute discovery calls for free. Your first time to contact me, let's us have a one-on-one, get a feel for each other. Maybe you'll get an idea of like, oh, I don't really feel like we fit, not a good work, or yeah, this is an amazing fit and I know why my God's put you on my path. I need to sign up for a session or a set of 6 sessions in a row in my 12-week program. Whatever you have, let's talk about it. And you can go to my calendar, book now button on invokehealing.com. Any page of the website is going to get you to that calendar to get those set up, whether it's 20-minute free call, 20-minute dragon reading, 75-minute session. So please, please post your questions to me or email them. That's how I do these lives every week, because I want to talk about what you need to know. I could talk about all kinds of things, and I do in the book club, as everybody knows, or I do in my classes, and it's super fun, and I love my work. I love that I'm finally on track and living my purpose, and I want to get you guys living your purpose and fully aligned with your dragon heart, because I know that the dragons are in your world for a reason, and they have something big to wake up within you, and it excites me. My whole body's tingling on this. It excites me to get you back to where you need to be fully empowered, fully in your heart, fully in your higher perspective of awareness, and start living in your higher dimensional self. You can live it in this parallel reality right next to those that are in their 3D world, and you can help bring them over. You can help bring them into that higher perspective dimensional living. And I tell you what, it's starting to happen. I'm not the only one experiencing it now. I have many of my dragon hearts starting to share with me that they feel that reality of themselves actually outside of time and space in a parallel dimension, where things happen, files get lost, time stuff gets distorted. They have an experience of themselves that's not in the here and now, that they can feel it and live it and it's there, or they feel like invisible, where they have this experience that I actually feel like I'm here, but nobody's really noticing. This is very interesting, and you might have just hopped that dimensional portal, even for a brief few seconds, but it's starting to happen on the planet. It's very exciting to see so much light. I hope some of you have taken advantage of the Empowered Human Summit. If you haven't seen it, scroll down in the links. It's a big, beautiful, bright yellow banner photo. It's called the Empowered Human. Gilles Hausemann is hosting it out of Switzerland. He's in Lausanne, Switzerland. And he has invited, he said 22, but he's got 25 speakers on. So one a day for 25 days. You have 3 days to catch up on them if you miss that one for that day. Man, there's been a great lineup. Mine was last Saturday, so you won't be able to catch, or the second day a week ago, so you wouldn't be able to catch mine again unless I can get the recording of it, and I'll post it on my website or my YouTube. But man, I listened to a beautiful one about diamond light and graphite and diamond coating with Julie, I want to say Umpleby. Really beautiful, great, informative. It fits so much with what we've been talking about in my Eye of the Dragon program and the geometries that we're working with, and how geometry actually moves ether. Geometries move energy. It's scientifically proven and shown, and I love hearing that stuff after the fact because we've been working with that stuff with all of my Dragon Hearts in both years' programs about the geometries. What do they do? What do they activate for us? They're moving frequency and moving energy, and it was really cool to see someone else talking about it other than myself. And she sounded a little more scientific background than maybe I have, but I love that validation. I love where science and spirit meet. And I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for you being here. Super fun. I will see you guys next week. If you weren't here, I'd send a big dragon hug out to all of you on the replay as well. Hello, Annabelle. And just so grateful to be here and really able to live my passion and purpose and help you guys get to yours. See you next week. Bye.